Lieutenant Ryan Carter crouched under the belly of his spacecraft, sweat dripping down his forehead. The desert-like terrain of this uncharted planet was harsh, with twin suns glaring down from above. His hands moved quickly, twisting wires and securing the metal plating with the help of his trusted multi-tool. The tool, a marvel of human engineering, was small enough to fit on his belt yet versatile enough to handle any job, from cutting steel to recalibrating complex circuits. Almost done, Ryan muttered to himself, wiping his brow. The ship's power systems had taken a hit during an unexpected meteor storm, forcing an emergency landing. He was alone, or so he thought. A sudden rustling in the nearby bushes made him freeze. His hand instinctively moved to his holster, where a compact laser pistol was strapped. "Who's there?" Ryan called out, his voice steady but cautious. The rustling grew louder, and a figure stepped into view. At first glance, it appeared humanoid, tall and slender, with smooth, shimmering skin that shifted colors like oil on water. Its eyes, large and glowing faintly blue, locked onto Ryan, with an intensity that sent a shiver down his spine. "Peace," the figure said, its voice melodic and oddly soothing. "I mean no harm." Ryan relaxed slightly but kept his hand near the pistol. "Who are you?" "I am Scifi," the alien said, stepping closer. "A traveler from the Zilathian race. My ship, it is broken, and I am stranded here. I detected your arrival and hoped you might assist me." Ryan's grip on his multi-tool tightened. "Stranded, huh? You and me both. What kind of help are you looking for?" Scifi's glowing eyes darted to the tool on Ryan's belt. She pointed to it with a long, elegant finger. "That. The thing between your legs. It is unlike anything I have seen before." Ryan blinked, caught off guard by her phrasing. You mean this?" He unclipped the multi-tool and held it up. "Yes," Scifi said, her voice filled with awe. "That device. It does things no Zilathian technology can. I watched you from a distance as you repaired your ship. Such precision, such adaptability. It is extraordinary." Ryan chuckled, the tension easing. "It's just a multi-tool. Pretty standard for engineers back home. But I guess it's new to you." Scifi tilted her head, her skin shifting to a curious shade of green. "Standard. Humans create tools like this as if they are common." "Yeah," Ryan said, a hint of pride in his voice. "We're good at solving problems with what we've got. So, what's wrong with your ship?" Scifi gestured for Ryan to follow, leading him through the rocky terrain to a sleek, organic-looking spacecraft partially buried in the sand. The ship pulsed faintly, as if alive, with intricate veins of glowing light running along its surface. "This is different," Ryan muttered, examining the vessel. "It is a living craft, grown and shaped by our scientists," Scifi explained. "But it is fragile. The power core is damaged, and I cannot repair it with our tools." Ryan leaned in, inspecting the power core. It was a crystalline structure, cracked and leaking a faint mist. He frowned. "Yeah, this isn't anything like what I'm used to, but let me see what I can do." As Ryan began working, using his multi-tool to carefully dismantle part of the core, Scifi watched intently. Her fascination with the tool, and the human using it, grew with every precise movement he made. "How does it do so many things?" she asked, her voice tinged with wonder. "It's not the tool," Ryan said with a smirk. "It's the person using it." Scifi's gaze lingered on him. "Your kind, humans, you are more remarkable than I imagined." Before Ryan could respond, a low growl echoed from the distance. Both of them froze. "What was that?" Ryan asked, his multi-tool still in hand. Scifi's skin shifted to a pale shade of gray, a sign of alarm. "A predator. This planet is not safe after dusk." Ryan glanced at the horizon, where the suns were beginning to set. "Great, just what I needed." He quickly reassembled the damaged core, handing Scifi a spare power cell from his ship. This should give your system enough juice to power up and get us both off this rock. But we need to move. Now. As the growling grew louder, the two strangers, one human, one alien, set off toward their ships, the first threads of an unlikely alliance forming under the fading twin suns. Ryan and Asveria hurried toward her ship, their footsteps quickening as the growls from the unseen predator echoed around them. Ryan felt a mix of excitement and fear. This was a new world, full of dangers he had never faced before. "Can your ship fly?" Ryan asked as they reached the sleek, organic craft. Asveria nodded, her glowing eyes scanning the surroundings. "Yes, but I need to make repairs first. The power core must stabilize before I can activate the thrusters." Ryan glanced at the faint mist leaking from the core. "Right, let's get to work." Inside the ship, the atmosphere felt different. The walls pulsed gently with light, and the interior was smooth and warm, like a living organism. Ryan marveled at the design, but quickly refocused on the task at hand. "Show me what you need," he said, pulling out his multi-tool again. Asveria pointed to a series of crystalline structures along the wall. "I need to reroute the energy from the core to the navigation system. Without it, I cannot control the ship." As Ryan began working on the ship's systems, he felt Asveria watching him closely. The way she studied him made him slightly self-conscious. "What are you thinking?" he asked, trying to lighten the mood. "I am thinking about how different we are," Asveria replied, her voice thoughtful. "You humans rely on tools, while we have always relied on our biology. I have never seen someone work with such confidence." Ryan chuckled, focusing on the wiring. "Well, we've had a lot of practice, and we're pretty good at making things work when they shouldn't." Suddenly, a loud crash echoed outside, making both of them jump. Ryan's heart raced as he glanced at Asveria. "What was that?" Asveria's expression shifted to alarm. "It is the predator. We must hurry." Working quickly, they connected wires and adjusted circuits, Ryan's multi-tool glowing as it cut and reshaped components. Asveria assisted by using her natural abilities to manipulate the ship's organic systems, the combination of their skills creating a unique synergy. "I've never done anything like this before," Asveria said, her hands glowing as she redirected energy flows. "It feels exhilarating." "Just think of it as a team effort," Ryan replied, feeling the energy in the air change. "We're in this together." As they worked, the growls outside grew louder, accompanied by the sound of heavy footsteps. Ryan glanced at the door, anxiety creeping in. "Do you think it can get inside?" "No, but we must finish quickly," Asveria urged, her voice steady despite the tension. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they secured the last connection. "All done," Ryan declared, wiping his brow. "Now let's see if it works." Asveria moved to the control panel and activated the ship. The craft responded with a warm hum, and the walls pulsed with bright light, bathing them in an ethereal glow. "Navigation online," Asveria announced, her voice filled with excitement. "We are ready to lift off." Just then, a loud crash reverberated through the ship as the predator slammed into the hull. The craft shuddered, and Ryan felt a rush of fear. "We need to go now." Asveria pressed a series of buttons, and the ship's engines roared to life. The craft vibrated beneath them as it began to lift off the ground. Outside, Ryan caught a glimpse of the predator, a massive creature with sharp teeth and glowing eyes, just before they ascended into the sky. It let out an angry roar, but the ship soared higher, leaving the danger behind. As they broke through the atmosphere, Ryan sighed in relief. "We did it." Asveria turned to him, her eyes bright with admiration. "You are remarkable, Ryan Carter. Your skills saved us." Ryan smiled, feeling a swell of pride. "I couldn't have done it without you. Your systems are amazing. I've never worked on anything like this." Asveria's expression shifted to curiosity. "What will you do now? You are alone on this planet." I'll head back to my crew, Ryan replied, looking out at the stars. They'll be worried about me, but I'm glad I met you, Hisveria. I feel the same, she said, her voice softer now. You have shown me that humans are not just clever. They are adaptable, brave, and resourceful. As the ship flew through the stars, Ryan realized he had not only escaped danger, but had also made a connection that transcended their differences. The universe was vast and full of unknowns, but with allies like Hisveria, he felt ready to face whatever came next. Where are we headed? Ryan asked, glancing at the navigation screen. Hisveria smiled, her skin shimmering in the ship's light. To my home. You will see our world, and perhaps you will teach my people what you have learned. Ryan felt a thrill of adventure rush through him. He had always wanted to explore new worlds, and now he had the chance to do so with a friend by his side. Together, they would face the mysteries of the universe, ready to discover what lay ahead. As the ship glided smoothly through the star-speckled void, Ryan marveled at the sight outside the window. The darkness of space was dotted with brilliant colors. Some stars twinkled like diamonds, while others shimmered in shades of red and blue. It was beautiful and vast, and Ryan felt a sense of wonder he hadn't experienced in a long time. Hisveria sat at the control panel, her fingers dancing over the glowing surface. The ship felt alive, and Ryan could see the connection she had with it. You have a unique way of flying, he remarked, watching her closely. Thank you, Ryan, Hisveria replied, her eyes shining with excitement. Zilethian ships are not just machines. They are part of us. We bond with them. Ryan nodded, intrigued. I can see that. My ship is just a machine, but it serves me well. I guess we both have our ways of connecting. After a while, Hisveria turned to him, her expression thoughtful. You seem very skilled with your tool. I have never seen anything like it before. How did humans learn to create such devices? Necessity, I suppose, Ryan answered, leaning back in his seat. We've always needed to solve problems. Over time, we developed tools to help us. They're an extension of what we can do. Hisveria tilted her head, considering his words. Interesting. We Zilethians have relied on our biological abilities. Our bodies are designed to adapt and repair. But your tool, it is like an extra hand. Ryan chuckled. I guess you could say that. It's all about finding ways to make life easier. Hisveria's eyes sparkled with curiosity. Would you show me how it works? I want to understand your technology better. Sure, Ryan said, surprised at how excited he felt. What do you want to learn first? Hisveria pointed to a small compartment in the ship. That area needs reinforcement. If I could use your tool, we might be able to enhance the structure. Ryan smiled, eager to help. Let's do it. He retrieved his multi-tool from his belt, feeling a sense of pride as he handed it to her. Just remember to be careful. It can do a lot. Hisveria took the tool, examining it with wide eyes. This is incredible. How does it change form? Ryan demonstrated by switching the multi-tool to its cutting mode. With a swift motion, he sliced through a piece of scrap metal, showcasing its capabilities. See, it can cut, weld, and even function as a screwdriver. Hisveria watched in awe. It is more than a tool. It is an invention. I wish my people could create something like this. Maybe they can, Ryan suggested. If we combine our knowledge, we might find ways to enhance both our technologies. Hisveria grinned, a spark of excitement in her eyes. I would like that. But for now, let me try. With careful precision, Hisveria began to use the multi-tool. Ryan guided her through each step, explaining how to operate it safely and effectively. She listened intently, her glowing eyes focused on the task at hand. As they worked together, Ryan felt a growing sense of camaraderie. Hisveria's natural abilities complemented his technical skills perfectly. They laughed and exchanged ideas, building a bridge between their worlds. I have never felt this way before, Hisveria admitted as she completed the reinforcement. Working with you, I feel inspired. Ryan felt a warmth spread through him at her words. I feel the same. It's amazing how much we can learn from each other. After finishing the repairs, Sisveria placed the multi-tool back in Ryan's hands. Thank you for sharing this with me. I am grateful. Ryan smiled, realizing how much he appreciated their growing friendship. No problem. I'm glad you found it useful. Just then, a warning light blinked on the control panel, breaking the moment. Sisveria's expression turned serious. We are approaching my home world. Prepare yourself, Ryan. Sure thing, he said, feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. What's it like? It is beautiful, Sisveria replied, her voice softening. The sky is filled with colors, and the land is lush and vibrant, but you will also see how different our technology is. As the ship descended into the atmosphere, Ryan stared out the window. The view took his breath away. Below, a planet teemed with life. Forests of shimmering plants, rivers of sparkling water, and mountains that glowed with a soft luminescence. Wow, Ryan breathed, mesmerized. This place is amazing. Sisveria beamed with pride. Welcome to Zalathia, Ryan. You will find that our world has much to offer. As they landed smoothly on a platform made of living material, Ryan felt a rush of anticipation. This was a new adventure, and he was ready to embrace it. Together, he and Sisveria would explore not only her world, but the bond they were building. With the ship safely grounded, Ryan took a deep breath, ready to step into this strange yet beautiful new reality. Little did he know, the journey ahead would challenge their perceptions of technology, friendship, and what it meant to be truly alive. The ship landed gently on the vibrant platform, and as the hatch opened, Ryan took his first step onto Zalathian soil. He was greeted by a dazzling landscape that stretched as far as the eye could see. The sky shimmered with shades of purple and orange, and lush greenery surrounded them. Strange, colorful plants swayed gently in the breeze, and the air was filled with sweet scents that made him feel alive. Welcome to my home, Sisveria said, her voice filled with pride. This is Zalathia. It's incredible, Ryan replied, looking around in awe. I've never seen anything like it. As they stepped off the platform, Ryan felt a mix of excitement and curiosity. Sisveria led him down a winding path lined with glowing flowers. The ground pulsed softly beneath his feet, as if the planet itself was alive. Everything here is connected, Sisveria explained. Our technology is based on this connection to nature. We grow our machines instead of building them. That's fascinating, Ryan said. It must take a lot of knowledge to do that. Yes, and it requires patience, Sisveria replied. But it is rewarding. As they walked deeper into the heart of the planet, Ryan noticed something strange. The air grew tense, and he could sense a disturbance. Sisveria seemed to notice it too. Her expression shifted to one of concern. Ryan, we should hurry, she said, glancing over her shoulder. I sense danger approaching. Danger? What do you mean? Ryan asked, his heart racing. Some factions on Zalathia do not appreciate outsiders, Sisveria explained, her voice low. They believe we should not share our knowledge or technology. Before Ryan could respond, a loud roar echoed through the air, causing the ground to tremble beneath them. Ryan turned to see a massive creature charging toward them, a hulking beast with sharp claws and glowing red eyes. It was the same predator they had encountered on the desert planet. Run, Sisveria shouted, grabbing Ryan's hand and pulling him into the dense foliage. They dashed through the vibrant plants, weaving between trees that seemed to close in around them. The creature roared again, its heavy footsteps crashing behind them. Why is it here? Ryan gasped, glancing back to see the predator gaining on them. I thought it was left behind. It must have followed us, Scifi replied, her voice urgent. We need to reach my home before it catches up. They ran faster, adrenaline pumping through their veins. The sounds of the forest mixed with the creature's growls, creating a cacophony of noise. Ryan's heart raced as he pushed himself to keep up with Severia, who seemed to move effortlessly through the underbrush. Finally, they burst into a clearing, and Ryan caught his breath, looking around. Before them stood a majestic structure made of intertwining plants and glowing vines, a living building that pulsed with energy. "There," Severia pointed. "We can take shelter inside." As they rushed toward the entrance, Ryan could hear the predator's growls growing louder, echoing through the trees. They dashed through the door just as the creature lunged at them, its claws scraping against the entrance. Inside, the space was warm and filled with soft light. The walls seemed to breathe, and Ryan felt a sense of calm wash over him. Severia quickly activated a barrier that sealed the entrance, blocking the creature from following them. "We're safe for now," Severia said, her voice steadying. Ryan leaned against the wall, trying to catch his breath. What was that thing? Why did it come after us? Severia frowned, her expression serious. "It is a predator, but it should not have followed us here. This area is protected by our energy fields. Something must have disrupted its natural instincts. Maybe it was attracted to your ship," Ryan suggested, still feeling the adrenaline coursing through him. "Perhaps," Severia agreed, her eyes narrowing in thought. "But we cannot stay here for long. We must alert the others." "Others? Who?" Ryan asked, curious. "The Council of Elders," Severia replied. "They will know what to do. They have experience dealing with creatures like this." As she spoke, Ryan felt a mix of fear and determination. "I want to help. Whatever happens, we'll face it together." Severia's eyes softened, and she nodded. "Thank you, Ryan. Your bravery means a lot to me." They quickly moved through the living structure, following the soft glow of the energy paths that led them deeper inside. Ryan was amazed at how the building changed around them, the walls shifting to allow them passage. It felt like they were walking through a dream. Finally, they reached a large chamber filled with other Zolothians. Their skin shimmered in various colors, and their eyes were wise and knowing. They turned to look at Severia and Ryan, curiosity mixed with concern in their expressions. "Severia, you have returned," an elder called, his voice deep and resonant. "But what brings you back in such a hurry?" Severia stepped forward, taking a deep breath. "Elder Tovak, we are in danger. A predator has followed us from the desert planet. We need to take action." The elders exchanged worried glances, and Ryan felt the weight of their gaze. He knew that this was not just about him and Severia anymore. The safety of her world was at stake. "Let us prepare," Elder Tovak said, his voice steady. "Together, we will protect our home." As they began to discuss their plan, Ryan felt a sense of purpose swell within him. He had faced danger before, but this time it was different. This was not just a mission. It was a fight for survival, and he would stand with Severia and her people. The chamber buzzed with energy as the elders gathered around Severia and Ryan. The walls shimmered with light, reflecting the concern and determination in their faces. Ryan could feel the weight of the situation pressing down on him. They needed a plan, and they needed it fast. Elder Tovak stood at the front, his tall figure commanding respect. "Severia, tell us everything. How did this creature follow you?" Severia recounted their journey, describing the predator's relentless pursuit and how it had attacked them on the platform. The elders listened intently, their expressions serious. When she finished, Elder Tovak turned to the group. "This is a grave situation. A predator that follows its prey is dangerous. It has crossed into our territory, and we must act. Should we not confront it?" One elder suggested, his voice sharp. "We cannot let it roam freely in our lands." Severia shook her head. "We must be cautious. If it is cornered, it could become more dangerous. We should draw it away from the populated areas." Ryan nodded, feeling the tension in the air. "I agree. We can use the ship as bait. It's what attracted the creature in the first place." The elders exchanged glances, considering his suggestion. Ryan felt a mixture of hope and apprehension. He had no experience with alien predators, but he knew they had to do something. Elder Tovak stroked his chin, deep in thought. Using the ship is a risky move, but it may be our best option. We will need to prepare defenses at the site. I can help with that, Ryan offered, his heart racing. I have some tools and knowledge from my time in space. We can set traps and create barriers. Severia looked at him with admiration. You are willing to risk yourself for us. Ryan smiled, feeling a rush of warmth. We're in this together, right? I'm not going to let you down. The elders nodded, their expressions softening. Very well, Elder Tovak said. We will support this plan. Severia, gather our best warriors. Ryan will show us how to use the tools he has. Severia nodded and quickly moved to gather the Zilathian warriors, her presence radiating determination. Ryan stayed with the elders, sharing his ideas and tools, demonstrating how they could fortify the area around the ship. As they worked, Ryan explained how to set up simple traps using the natural resources around them. He showed them how to create barriers from the glowing vines and how to use energy pulses to confuse the predator. The Zilathians listened carefully, their eyes bright with understanding. We can also use sound to our advantage, Ryan said, remembering the creature's reactions. If we create noise away from the ship, it may draw it toward us. One of the younger warriors spoke up. We can use our natural instruments. They produce sounds that can travel far. This will help lead it away. Ryan felt a rush of excitement. That's a great idea. Let's combine our efforts. As the group worked together, Ryan felt a sense of belonging he hadn't expected. The Zilathians were welcoming and eager to learn. He had come to this planet as an outsider, but now he felt like part of their mission. Once they had everything prepared, Severia returned with a group of fierce-looking warriors. They were tall and muscular, their skin shimmering with different hues. Each one carried a weapon made from the organic materials of their world, and Ryan could see their determination reflected in their eyes. Ryan, these are our best fighters, Severia introduced them. They will assist you in the plan. Ryan nodded, feeling a mix of respect and excitement. All right, let's go over the plan one more time. He stood in front of the group, laying out the details. We'll position ourselves around the ship, Severia, and I will create distractions using sound. When the predator is drawn in, we'll have traps set to slow it down. The warriors nodded, their expressions focused. We understand, one of them said, his voice strong. We will protect our home. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over Zilathia, Ryan felt a sense of urgency. They had to act quickly before darkness fell and the predator became bolder. With the final preparations in place, Ryan and Severia led the warriors toward the ship. The atmosphere was tense but charged with determination. Ryan could see the glowing lights of the plants around them flickering in response to the impending danger. Remember, stay calm and focused, Ryan reminded the group. We have the advantage of surprise. As they reached the ship, Ryan took a deep breath, steeling himself for what was to come. He looked at Severia, who gave him a reassuring nod. Together, they would face this challenge head-on. Let's do this, Ryan said, feeling the surge of confidence. They had trained hard, and now it was time to put their plan into action. As the warriors took their positions, Ryan and Severia activated the sounds that would draw the predator in. The eerie melodies echoed through the trees, and the night air filled with anticipation. In the distance, a low growl rumbled, sending shivers down Ryan's spine. He knew the predator was coming. They were ready to face whatever it brought, united in their purpose. The night deepened around them as the eerie melodies filled the air, blending with the sounds of the forest. Ryan stood beside Severia, their hearts pounding in anticipation. The warriors positioned themselves silently, their eyes fixed on the shadows moving in the distance. The growls of the predator grew louder, echoing through the trees. Ryan could feel the tension in the air, as if the entire forest was holding its breath. He glanced at Esveria, who looked focused and ready. "Are you prepared?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "Yes," she replied, her expression steady. "We will protect our home." As the growls approached, Ryan's senses heightened. He could hear the rustling of leaves, the snapping of twigs under heavy feet. He tightened his grip on the makeshift weapon he had crafted, a sturdy branch reinforced with vines and a sharp stone. "Here it comes," one of the warriors hissed, his eyes wide with intensity. From the darkness, the massive predator emerged, its glowing red eyes fixed on the source of the sounds. It was even more imposing up close, with sleek muscles rippling beneath its dark fur. The creature snarled, revealing sharp teeth, and Ryan felt a shiver of fear run down his spine. "Now!" Hesperia shouted, and the warriors sprang into action. Ryan and Severia began to create more sounds, using their voices and instruments to confuse the creature. The night was filled with a cacophony of noise, a blend of music and shouts that echoed through the trees. The predator paused, its ears twitching as it tried to locate the source of the distraction. "Lead it away," Ryan urged, waving his arm toward the designated traps. The warriors sprang forward, drawing the creature's attention. The predator lunged at one of the Zelathian warriors, who quickly dodged aside. With a swift movement, the warrior used his weapon to strike at the creature, but it barely flinched. Ryan's heart raced as he realized the creature was more powerful than they had anticipated. "Keep moving," Esveria called to the warriors, her voice firm. "Lead it toward the traps." The group scattered, their movements coordinated and precise. Ryan could see the creature becoming frustrated, snapping at the air as it chased after the warriors. It was clear they needed to execute their plan perfectly. As the predator charged, Ryan spotted one of the traps hidden among the glowing vines. He motioned to a warrior nearby. "Get it to turn left. The trap is there." The warrior nodded and shouted, drawing the creature's attention. "Over here, beast." With a roar, the predator followed, its powerful legs propelling it forward. Ryan held his breath, hoping the warrior's distraction would work. The creature charged directly toward the trap, its eyes locked on the moving target. Just as it reached the edge, the ground gave way, revealing a pit covered with foliage. The predator let out a furious growl as it fell into the pit, its claws scrambling for purchase. "Now," Ryan shouted, urging the warriors to close in. They rushed forward, surrounding the pit and preparing to finish what they had started. The creature thrashed inside the pit, its roars echoing in the night. Ryan felt a mixture of fear and exhilaration. They had a chance to stop it, but they had to act quickly. Esveria turned to Ryan, her eyes determined. "We need to keep it contained. We can't let it escape." "Right," Ryan said, looking for anything that could help them. He spotted some of the glowing vines nearby. "We can use these to secure it." The warriors quickly began to gather the vines, weaving them together to create strong ropes. They worked in unison, their movements swift and coordinated. Ryan and Esveria joined in, wrapping the vines around the predator to ensure it could not escape. As they secured the creature, it let out another powerful roar, shaking the ground beneath them. Ryan could see the anger in its eyes, but they had to hold their ground. "Keep it steady," Esveria shouted. "We're almost done." With one final tug, they secured the last of the vines around the beast, leaving it trapped in the pit. The warriors stepped back, breathing heavily but filled with relief. They had managed to subdue the predator. "We did it," one of the warriors exclaimed, raising his weapon in victory. Ryan felt a rush of pride wash over him. "That was incredible. We worked together." Esveria smiled, her eyes shining with excitement. "Yes, but we must be careful. The creature is still dangerous." They kept their distance from the pit, ensuring the predator remained contained. The tension in the air began to dissipate, replaced by a sense of accomplishment. Elder Tavak arrived, his expression serious as he surveyed the scene. "You have done well," he said, nodding at Ryan and Severia. "This predator will not threaten us again." "Thank you," Ryan replied, still catching his breath. "I couldn't have done it without your help." The elder turned to the other warriors. "You have proven your strength and courage. Together, we protect our home." As the adrenaline faded, Ryan felt a wave of exhaustion wash over him. But he also felt a deep sense of connection to the Zelathians. They had fought side by side, and in that moment, he knew he had found a place where he truly belonged. With the predator contained, they would now focus on healing and learning from the experience. But Ryan knew that this was only the beginning of his journey with Severia and her people. They had faced danger together, and he was ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead. As dawn broke over Zelathia, the first light of day illuminated the forest in soft hues of gold and pink. Ryan stood at the edge of the pit, watching the subdued predator thrash beneath the tangled vines. It was a powerful creature, but now it was trapped and harmless. The adrenaline of the previous night was still fresh in his mind, but now a calmness settled over him. "Today we will celebrate," Elder Tovak announced, stepping forward with a proud smile. "We have protected our home, and we honor the bravery of all who fought." Ryan felt a wave of relief wash over him. They had faced a formidable threat, and together they had triumphed. "What will happen to the creature?" he asked, turning to Severia, who stood beside him. "We will relocate it to a safer area," Severia replied. "It is not evil. It was just following its instincts. We must respect the balance of nature." Ryan nodded, appreciating her compassion for the creature. "That makes sense. It deserves a chance to live in peace." The Zelathians began to gather around, their expressions filled with excitement and camaraderie. They had set up a large gathering area filled with colorful flowers and glowing lights, creating a festive atmosphere. Severia took Ryan's hand, leading him toward the center of the gathering. "Join us in our celebration. You are part of our community now." Ryan felt a warmth in his chest as he followed her. He had come to Zelathia as an outsider, but now he felt a deep connection to Severia and her people. As the gathering commenced, the Zelathians shared stories of their bravery and sang songs of victory. Their voices rose in harmony, filling the air with a beautiful melody that resonated with the heartbeat of the planet. Ryan listened, captivated by their culture and spirit. Elder Tovak raised his hand, calling for attention. "Let us recognize our heroes," he said, gesturing to Ryan and Severia. "Their courage in the face of danger has brought us all together." The crowd erupted in cheers, and Ryan felt his cheeks flush with pride. He had never expected to be honored in such a way. He looked at Severia, who beamed with joy, her eyes shining bright. "We did this together," Ryan said, raising his voice to address the crowd. "Your strength and unity made this possible. I'm grateful to be part of this community." The Zelathians cheered again, their spirits high. They began to prepare a feast, bringing out fruits and dishes made from the bounty of the land. Ryan marveled at the variety of colors and flavors, each dish more delicious than the last. As they feasted, Ryan and Severia shared stories of their lives. Ryan talked about Earth, his family, and his adventures in space. Severia shared tales of her childhood on Zelathia, the beauty of her planet, and the challenges they faced as a people. "I've never met anyone like you," Severia said, her voice soft. "Your courage and kindness are rare." Ryan smiled, feeling a connection grow between them. "I could say the same about you. You're strong and compassionate. You care deeply for your people and this planet." As the sun reached its highest point, the celebration continued, laughter and music filling the air. Ryan felt at home among the Zelathians, their warmth and spirit drawing him in. Later in the day, as the festivities began to wind down, Elder Tovak approached Ryan. "You have proven yourself to be a true ally," he said, his voice serious yet warm. "We wish to offer you a place among us. You are welcome to stay on Zelathia and help us protect our world." Ryan's heart raced at the elder's words. "Stay. You mean it?" "Yes," Tovak replied. "Your knowledge and bravery would greatly benefit our people. We have much to learn from each other." Ryan looked at Severia, who nodded encouragingly. He thought about his life on Earth and the adventures he had sought. But now he felt a deeper purpose. "I would be honored," he said, his voice filled with determination. "I want to help protect Silathia and learn from you all." The elder smiled, a look of approval crossing his face. "Then it is settled. Welcome, Ryan, to the Zilathian community." The gathering erupted in cheers once more, and Ryan felt a profound sense of belonging. He had found a new family in this alien world, and he was ready to embrace the challenges ahead. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of orange and purple, Ryan took Severia's hand and stepped outside the gathering area. Together, they walked to the edge of the forest, gazing at the horizon. "Thank you for bringing me here," Ryan said, his voice filled with sincerity. Severia smiled, her eyes sparkling. "Thank you for being brave. Together, we will face whatever comes our way." As they stood together, watching the beauty of Zilathia unfold before them, Ryan knew that this was just the beginning. They had faced danger and emerged stronger. With Severia by his side and the Zilathians as his family, he was ready for whatever adventures awaited them on this extraordinary planet.